Hey, I'm up.
Yes,
I'm up.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking for a new co-host. He died suddenly tonight. Oh, yeah, fuck, you're back alive again. Damn, doesn't matter, I'm not looking for a co-host.
I'm probably going to be looking for a co-host because you don't know when to shut the fuck up, and you're going to be in trouble tomorrow.
I know. It's the 1st of April tomorrow. Maybe the government will come and say, no, I've been running adverts. They say you can't offend anyone.
It'd be one hell of a
Yeah,
prank
imagine how
if they
that's got
were.
to be. Can you imagine the amount of false claims it's got to go on? Oh, there was a man, and he looked at me, and I felt threatened. I want him arrested. Telling you. The amount of nutcases that are out there, there'll be so many false claims.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
You're awfully quiet, man, tonight.
You're awfully hyper fucking tonight.
Say something witty but funny at the same time.
No,
I don't know. Maybe the aliens are coming to take me away. I don't know. But there you go.
Why the fuck do they want you?
I'm their supreme leader, you know. Come down here. It's a terrible, terrible job, but somebody had to do it. Why does it always look like I've got a set of legs on a Sunday? Last week I was like Humpty Dumpty, and this week I've got another set of legs. Do you see that?
Well, you're always complaining that your legs are hurting.
They're really bad. Bone pain. Tell you about it after the show. But anyway, never mind that. Who's all in the chat? We've got quite a few interesting people in there. We have got Louise. We've got Stephanie. We've got Simply Alan. Good to see Alan. I was out with him today at a location. We've got Dots. We've got Ken. And we've got some lurkers watching us from beyond.
You know? Of course, we got a lot lurkers, you know.
But hey, you
know, maybe they're just on a funky device.
Maybe so. They'll be waiting. They'll be sitting there taking their notes to know Chris might say something offensive.
Yeah, knowing some of the people that you tend to piss off.
Well, I've got that unique personality, you know. I never say anything bad, you know. So, how's your Easter? How's your Easter been going? How's your Easter? Any candies?
You hear how quick he was trying to change the conversation the second he noticed my face? This is why you gotta tend to lie to those ladies and gentlemen.
Because I've pissed off some people. I mean, you've not pissed off that many people. Some. Wait, look. The reason I pissed them off, right, I'm going to say this once and clear and once for all. I pissed off some people because I'm not getting used, right? So that simple fact that I'm doing my own way in life, you know, and they can find their own way in life instead of riding my coattails, you know, and beyond. Okay. That's probably annoyed them now because I've just went and said that. Now they'll probably leave a comment demanding.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it's not the 1st of April.
Yeah.
Unless it's a repeat of that. How would that work? That wouldn't be that at this stage. It wouldn't be right, you know. I'm going to have to move to America. Think they would take me to come across the border. Get the ladder out and climb down.
I don't know. It depends on how much your police force actually tries to enforce it.
Well, I don't know. I think they'll let some folk over. I think they'll be like, let's face it, they've got other crimes to go against. I think it's got to be more racially motivated thought crimes, if you know what I'm saying. But the thought crimes that brings you down into the George Orwell 1984, doesn't it? That brings you into that. I mean, I see it was Alex Jones. He was going off his head at what they're doing here. You came, he's like, he goes bonkers. You know?
Yeah, should definitely try to get him on the show one of these days.
It'd be interesting. I quite like him. I think he's mad, but he's interesting at the same time. You know?
Yeah, very true. Very true. So, speaking of Alex Jones and conspiracy leveled areas, well, there's a couple events now that are kind of up in red flags. First off, the first one that took place, the Baltimore Bridge collapse.
Yes.
Or the boat running into it.
I'm going to say this, right? Did you see that? I don't know if you've seen that comment that I put in TikTok under that weird light that I go about with.
TikTok.
TikTok.
I've heard.
Exactly.
I've heard of TikTok, not TikTok. What kind of
TikTok.
websites are you going to?
What is that? Is this like a new one that you go to? I'd never heard of TikTok before.
No, you're the one that brought it up. You're the one that brought it up, man.
But anyway, TikTok, right? I put a comment saying, look, the bridge is old. Was it 1970s it was built? Somewhere about then, right? There's gas lines running across it. There's electricity lines running, high voltage power cables running across it. There's also communication cables running across it, because I actually looked it up. And they're saying the sparks coming off it when it's collapsing is charges for like a secret military organization. It's just fucking wires breaking. I will say there's some strange stuff going on. I'm going to say that now with the ships and stuff like that, and other problems that other people have had. But look, the bridge was built, as my brother said to me the other night in the Xbox, Drew, that's in the chat there. The bridge is like a big Meccano set. It's old, and it was like a chain reaction. It just all collapsed. It's not like modern suspension bridges now.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
That's what a lot of people don't realize. All those little sparks you see, those are all the lines fucking snapping. It's not detonation charges. If you actually knew anything about charges, those would not have done any significant damage. Maybe to some of the cars that were on there.
That's terrible. The people who were killed. It's horrendous. And I'm going to say this. You ever noticed about TikTok? You get people that have never ever served in the military their entire lives. All of a sudden, they're military experts. They know everything about the military because they've watched a couple of videos on YouTube. I was watching one guy. He was going on about it. He says, "Oh yes, you can see how the charges detonated and how the C4 was placed in such and such a unit." But the guy has never served in the military in his life.
Yeah.
How does he know this? It's as if they've got like the people, all the conspiracy theories, and they've all got like PhDs on like explosives and bridge collapses and that. But these are people that make money off of fear porn, basically.
Oh yeah,
because they do.
Now, granted, you have to take into consideration there is something very real going on. Why did that ship's power go out the way it did? There's a number of different things going on behind the scenes that are completely being ignored because people are trying to focus on the wrong aspects of these incidents.
That's interesting you say that. Now, it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It was last night sometime. I suppose Louisiana. There was did you see the other boat crash?
Yeah.
Did you not see it? It was in the Mississippi. I think it was a barge. I don't know what they're called. The barge, it pushes barges up and down the river, and its navigation went wrong and it crashed into a bridge.
Yeah.
See, that film that came out that I watched on Netflix, that I can't remember the name that you came up and talking about. It talked about all the ships losing their communications and their navigation was all messed up. What was if that's what actually happened in Baltimore? What was if it was hacked and they turned off the power in the ship? Because listen, everything's connected now.
Everything's getting hacked these days. That's the thing. You actually talk to the people that are actually investigating these things. There's a number of anomalies within these computer systems that should be looked at more than just a bunch of idiots who don't know how fucking construction works.
Yes, thank you, Dots. Leave the world behind.
Yeah, it's figured it was the one with the Obamas.
I'm going to say this, that there was some weird stuff happening lately. If you go back about, a month ago, Facebook went down. Remember that when Facebook went down for like maybe, 4 hours? Everybody was in the planet was freaking out because it was everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was freaking out. But it wasn't just Facebook that was doing. It was Instagram. And it was other places was doing. But then that came back up. But then did you see it where all the supermarkets, a couple of the supermarkets in the UK were hacked? The Tesco's and Morrison's and all the other big brands, they were hacked. And then after that, a lot of people didn't realize, but Microsoft was down for a short time.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, and also other search engines, Google, they were all having problems. It's as if something's either being tested or something's getting ready to shut down everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, the bridge was never designed to be hit by a ship. Lawns. Exactly. Come on, it was an old bridge. It was an old bridge. I mean, I've heard the tales that the ship was owned by a Ukrainian company and it was carrying weapons and maybe it was. I don't know. But I will say this, it is a bit suspicious, right? I'm saying the bridge collapsed its own way. It wasn't helped. But that is a major port, that, is it not? It's a major port that supplies a lot of stuff. But seeing about a week's time, it'll be back open again because they've got a big crane in lifting sections of out the river so as they can start getting ships in and out again. So it's not got with that. It's not as if it's the end of the world material. Get what I mean?
Exactly.
I just think there's something going on with the computer systems all around about the world now. There's something, and this ties into AI and stuff. I think somebody's either getting ready to do something, because look at the financial system. The dollar's just about collapsing.
Somebody's about to do something. What are you talking about? Somebody's already doing something.
Of course they are.
But everybody wants to stir BS up on social media, thinking that it's gonna get them famous, to where nobody knows where to fucking look.
But this is the thing: if social media goes down along with everything else when the event does happen, because let's face it, there's going to be an event, a Black Swan event. There's got to be. When this happens, TikTok won't exist anymore. Facebook won't exist anymore. But maybe like 6 months later, if they bring it back up again.
Mm-hmm.
See where I'm going with this? There is a lot of credible people out there talking about a Black Swan event about to happen. And they say it's got something to do with the financial system of the United States, Great Britain, and the rest of the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face it, the dollars, you guys in America are just printing money. Print. That's what these days, just print money. Every time you need money, you just print money. It's the same in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and our gold reserves are next to nothing because we've gave it all to the Chinese, trying to pay off our debts. Mm-hmm. I think they've got to pull something, and it's got to be this. What's it called? It's this financial system. Is it CBDC or whatever it's called? It's got a digital currency. They've got to bring in because you lose all your money.
Yeah. Something is getting ready to happen.
Yeah. So, robots. What's your opinion on them? Have you seen the latest news that's been out about the latest robot technology? It's absolutely amazing, man.
Yeah, I heard that you were looking into buying yourself your own little sex robots.
Well, I was thinking of getting you one, actually. Somebody to keep running about the house, you know. Come on, you've got your
Christopher.
It's okay. It's okay, Mrs. or whatever your name is up there. But anyway, look
up there.
Look at the technology that's coming out the new. It was that. Mind I showed you that video, the one with the robots. Look at Elon Musk. This year coming, the next year coming, you'll be able to buy a robot that'll help you run about the house for under $18,000. You came me. He's like, look at the Cybertruck. That was a total mad waste of money. They're all breaking down. Okay, I mean,
yeah, all these electronic cars. The second they get a major fucking snowstorm, they're fucking useless because even the chargers can't keep up.
I know, but where's it going to end? I bet you in the next couple of years you'll see these walking down the road.
It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. We'll have something that looked like out of the movie.
You there, Dakota? Dakota. I think we've lost him, ladies and gentlemen. I think the aliens have got him. Again. They've left me. He's away. Come back. Don't worry, his wife will bring him back shortly. I'm sure it's just a technical problem there, you know. See, this is what happens when you start talking about this AI stuff. You got to remember Facebook, YouTube, everything is run by. So, how long were you away this time? 6 months?
Oh, Jesus, Dots.
Oh, what's that? Chris, don't
buy a left-hand thread bot for your right-hand Mickey. God.
Oh, Jesus. You can tell what Dot's search engine late at night and he's lying, he's sitting in his living room drinking his cups of tea, you know?
Yeah.
It's quite interesting as you get into this. It starts kicking, we start having problems. I think this AI. See, the AI is running YouTube, Facebook, everything now. And I think
yeah.
You know? What? I just think when you mention certain things, it sets things off. I mean, what's it going to be when there's robots walking down the road, or you've got them in the house and they decide they don't like you anymore?
Call Will Smith.
Exactly. but here's the thing. I mean, do you think it could come to like the Terminator scenario?
Maybe.
I mean, the movie's a bit far-fetched. I will say that. The movie is a bit, because you would wonder how the robots built their kind of civilization with all their tanks and stuff like that after the nuked themselves. Get what I mean?
Wow.
Get what I mean? But the worst thing they could possibly do is like, what is it? It's like the Matrix that destroyed the planet, and then they had to make power for the humans. Get what I mean?
Well, you're not really taking things into consideration. There is that one incident that's always talked about by Linda Moulton Howe. I believe it was a company out of Japan where they had 4 robots break off and start killing people. They managed to get at least 3 shut down, 1 barricaded itself, and they realized by the time they got to that, it was already linking up with the satellite on how to build its systems better.
See, that's kind of scary, that. But then it makes you wonder too if there could be an outside influence in this. What if we've got a race of extraterrestrials out there that don't like us, and they see our machines and they think, well, we could infect them with something, because it's been tangled in movies. What is it?
It can be done.
What was it? Maximum Overdrive and all that. That was that film for the 80s. You'll not remember that. You're too young. Where everything all the machines came alive and started killing everybody.
Mm.
But I will say this, right? I'm going to say this. There is good things can come for robots. I've been watching a lot of the robotic stuff now, and there's disabled people in the homes helping them. Yeah, it's a good thing. But I think we should try and keep artificial intelligence away from the robots. Or have one.
I don't see that. I don't see that happening, unfortunately.
Or have an easy way of killing them very quickly if they decide to.
Here's the thing: they're going to be aware that there's a kill switch in them.
Yeah. So
several robotics experts have already come out warning that the beginning stages of sentience may have already started to show up in some of the more sophisticated programs out there. And you just look at how it's already starting to evolve. Yeah, people say, "Oh, the video games have always had a form of artificial intelligence." That's true. The Halo games was once considered one of the more sophisticated ones out there. But you take into consideration, like,
my chat wasn't working.
Just a delay from the looks of it. We take into consideration where they're trying to integrate it into games like No Man's Sky, Grand Theft Auto, and The Sims. They're going to see how much the humans are abusive assholes. These robots are going to be learning from that behavior.
See, obviously, everybody's seen the film. Was it with Will Smith? What's it called? What's that film again?
iRobot.
iRobot. And obviously, they live by the 3 laws. They live by the 3 laws that's built into them and stuff like that. But obviously, you've got main computer that they're killing then called Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, surely we could build something into the robots that even if they decided, even started thinking down those lines, they would instantly die.
But here's the thing. You look at what's already been done with artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
You have it scan well-known scientific documents. At least 400 new discoveries have been pushed out because of artificial intelligence, looking over old data. You have it being integrated into the search for new planets. There's all sorts of different applications it's being put into. So these robots are analyzing probability to where it would almost seem psychic in a way. They're able to process that information so fast. You have to take into consideration they may not think of scenarios that would directly cause them to harm another human being. However, they could think of the number of probabilities, the number of possible safety measures that could or should be in place to protect the human and just move just a fraction of a second too slow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going to be able to see every possible instance to almost make it look like some sort of Looney Tune ass accident.
I'm going to say this to now, right? Everybody thinks that AI, eventually these robots will rise up and kill everybody, right? I know the films portray that. But what happens if it's the other? It ends up going the other way. What happens if they decide one day, like, let's help the humans? What happens if it goes that way?
Makes you wonder.
Because let's face it, I bet you right now on this planet somewhere there is a computers that have became sentient.
Well, you also got to take into consideration how many times do we isolate someone because they're in such a state of mind where you cannot trust that they will not do something to harm themselves or others?
Well, that's very true. But
you look at the patterns of humans, how much we're trying to rely on some outside source to pick up our mess. That outside source might say, all right, you all in this corner now.
Well, you just need to look at Western civilization. We, without the robots and technology, America, Britain, and that, we want everything and we get everything we want, really. Think about it, because we get China and we get they get the kind of low cost countries all over the world to make our stuff, right? And then when we've got hundreds of rubbish piling up, what do we do with that rubbish? We send it to those low cost countries to get recycled. Well, they're supposedly recycled. They just put it in a hole, right? And maybe I see where you're going with this. If the robots eventually, the AI will be like, you're serving them. I think it's your turn. They should serve us.
Not quite what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like AI. God damn it! I can't talk right now.
I know.
Like Dots just said in the chat. Nothing against you, brother. AI is just a tool. But you also got to take into consideration see, we're trying to find all these different ways to map out human consciousness to where it can be understood by technology. We got with like Neuralink and all this different stuff. You take like the film Chappie, where the robot was able to figure out how to technologically replicate human consciousness. What's going to happen if we try to take those measures, slap it into a robot, and that person starts to realize everything that previously made them human has now been stripped away? And what if you do situations where you take individuals who may be considered highly dangerous because of whatever mental conditions they may have, but they are also could be considered some of the most highly intelligent individuals out there, and integrate that into them, like giving
That's
us
a crazy bad idea.
Giving a serial killer the ability to replicate himself.
Aye. So it's like basically taking, let's say, hypothetically, just say we're taking, what's that famous serial killer in America? I think he died not that long ago.
That doesn't really limit it down now, does it?
Oh, fuck. My brain's not working tonight either. I don't know. I think we're having a brain freeze. But let's take Hannibal Lecter, right? Fictional character, but just say he's in real life. Hannibal Lecter, right? We take him and you integrate him with a computer. Right. He could have a robot working in the military to start killing people randomly because it's a wee bit of his consciousness that's still in that. But that's the soul, though. They say the soul leaves the body when you die. So if they use like a human brain that's like dead, but have some way to re-hang with it, that's not really that person, is it? You're just using that brain.
Is it?
How long does the brain stay active after death?
Well, it depends on the circumstances behind the death, but they say brain activity lasts for about a good 5-10 minutes.
Right. So,
but again, if you're able to create a program that perfectly maps out one's neurological functions that could essentially replicate their ability to be alive, then put that into a robot, that's going to cause some distress.
Oh yeah, we just need to go back to remember RoboCop, the new RoboCop that came out. I think it was about 20 years ago or something, 15 years ago. It came out, and he sees himself as just a machine. He tries to kill himself, but they stop him because he doesn't like what he sees. What happens if they take, hypothetically here, they take somebody, they do the same thing to it, but at first he doesn't really understand because he can't remember who he is, right, or who she is.
Exactly.
And they put it into a machine.
Yeah. You're taking a high stress situation. Someone could have very well started to mentally block out what was happening to them as a last resort of the human mind to preserve itself.
Yeah.
And you put someone through hell and somehow just slap them into a robot body. They're going to have some questions.
But here's another scenario, right? See, here's another scenario. Human beings can be possessed. We know that. They can be possessed by like demonic entities and stuff like that, right? We know that. What happens if you get a machine that has got some type of like brain matter in it? And this is where Mike would come in handy, like the ghost in the machine kind of thing. Could an entity of demonic entity infect, take over, like a demon or whatever they are, take over that computer and start laying waste to everybody?
Well, if you think about it, we already have several instances where technology is seemingly being interfered by outside forces like that.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, because there's been times where you look at it, there's been like voices will come through your computer when you've been doing a live, and nobody knows where the voices are coming from, but they're coming from the machine itself. And obviously, in spirits that people have communicated with say they can travel through the communication cables and stuff, right? So what's to say that we don't get, like, say for instance, a demon, right? That all it wants is to see its soul's destroyed, right? It just wants to see Earth burning, and it gets that chance one day with a computer hooked up to the nuclear arsenal of the United States. That's a scary actually thinking about that, because it's not really hackers. It's like demonic entities that could actually infect. Was there no a case of that? Is there no actually, wait, is there no something out there? I don't know if it's urban legend or no, where the computer actually said it was the devil It was what do you call it? It was a demon, but he liked the kid that was, and he says, "I'll leave you be if you talk to me." There was a case like that, wasn't there?
If I remember correctly, the case you were talking about, that may have been an urban legend started from one of those little talking pet apps that anybody can get on their phones, and people not realizing that kids mode was turned off on those things.
Yeah. But it could happen. I mean, if you really think about it.
But there's also been instances where people are messing around on dark web and get shit like that.
Yes.
What that goes to make you wonder. It's kind of like the little remark I said on Jenny's live a couple nights ago back. You know, ghosts, demons, angels, monsters. I'll go up against all of that. I get that, but the humans are the ones that scare the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah, the humans. I mean, it was like in Jenny's show on Friday night, and everybody remembered check it out. We were talking about how spirits, like what do you call it? How you get like some demons are actually live by like a code kind of thing, whereas you get some humans that are like twisted, really, really bad, right? And they can actually be worse than demonic entities. See, I do see this demon name, that the name demon. See, I totally believe in something totally different in my religion kind of stuff. I believe that there's evil entities out there, and I believe that there's also good entities out there, right? I don't know if their name's demons or whatever. That's just a thing that folk put on them. If Mike was here, he would talk about them and stuff like that in a different kind of name. I think that if you've got somebody nasty enough, let's take a German soldier for the SS in the war, right? That single-handedly killed thousands of Jews, right? And then he died, and then he get even eviler and eviler and eviler and eviler, and they forgot who he was, and he was getting eviler and eviler and eviler. That, in theory, could be worse than a demonic, because demonics kind of live by a certain set of rules, don't they? Whereas a human spirit is slightly different.
That's the thing, though. It's not as so black and white. Several demonics, if you actually look at the lore behind them, they read just like the backstories behind people with mental illness. Which goes to make you wonder, are some of these demonics where, say, they've been around so long, they're named in the King of Solomon level and stuff.
Yeah.
How do we know that just wasn't some of the first fucked up human beings in history that became something else? Because you take situations like Mike, he's messed around in quite a bit. He had his own little backstories. I'm not saying out of anything negative in case Pete is watching. He took on something else. Aleister Crowley. He's awfully strong for seemingly a regular spirit.
I mean, I would talk to him. I would talk to Mike sometimes late at night. The two of us would just talk about stuff, and he would tell me about how entities out there, and how it goes back even before the Bible and stuff like that. And how there was these entities, these ancient beings that were here before the earth existed. And that's why I don't believe in like angels, and I don't believe in like demons. I believe that there's entities out there that are pure evil, right? But I also believe that there's entities out there that are nice, right? And I do think they work in like harmony with the earth. Obviously, the demonic side of stuff too. I'm just saying the demonic side for you, so you understand what I'm going. But it's what is it Mike believed in? Is it the Loa and stuff like that too, wasn't it? It was what were they called? What was right? It was the Loa, and that, and they were ancient. They're even older. I wish Pete was here. He's probably in a boat somewhere in Carolinas. But anyway, these entities that he worshipped and stuff like that were older than Christianity. Let's put that there. These things were here thousands and thousands and thousands of years before Christianity. We don't know how many civilizations have been on this earth. We could have been sophisticated humans at one point. We're meant to have been, what I've told. And we did dabble in technology, what we're dabbling in right now, and it didn't end very well. Because there is proof out there of the technology that's been found. I definitely think that, and it's scary to think that a human soul or something ancient, no demonic, no or whatever, something that's existed for a long time before even the earth was here, could infect a computer. It could do it. If it wanted to, it could do it. Let's face it. These things, there's entities out there millions and millions of years old. You look at the extraterrestrials out there, some of them are millions and millions of years old.
That's going into some sophisticated territory in itself. Yeah. Because you have alleged stories of artificial intelligence coming from ET civilizations going very wrong. There's beings out there that have integrated themselves so much with technology, they are basically just cyborgs carrying out tasks. They're not even their own being.
See, I found this
so much.
I was going to see, that's what you were talking to last night after the show, guys. We were actually talking about this. You were saying, what's the name of the race out there? Was it Elena was in Elena's new book, and it was
I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Don't really want to go digging for it because it'd probably take forever. But yeah, there was one species out there that they listed that essentially, to really simplify the terms for anybody who hasn't checked out the book yet, in inch fuck. Am I still here?
We've lost them again. Ladies and gentlemen,
fucking
aliens
hell
are bringing them back. How long was that? Aliens, man, terrible. You've been away for 3 months. We've been wondering where you were.
Yeah, it took me that long to find this damn thing.
But
seriously, check it out. Just a little plug for Elena there. Definitely, I still got a message.
I think we've lost them again, ladies and gentlemen. See, every time we get into this kind of this stuff, and you start talking about this kind of stuff, this starts to happen. It's weird. See what I mean? You can't make this stuff up.
It's not that, Chris. I touched the damn thing.
He touched his thing, ladies and gentlemen. Louise, cover your eyes. He touched his thing.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you've been telling about it before, not to touch it while you're doing live streams.
Hey, you're the one to talk.
Which dots go there? David Adair is in contact with the entity that is ancient. But there's entities out there that are millions and millions and millions and millions, billions even years old.
Which it goes to make you wonder. The concept of a creator being. There's several instances where you have stories of, say, like authors who spent so much time on working on certain projects that the characters in their books came to life. You have Elena who talks about certain technological arms of the Galactic Federation actually building planets that they figured out how to do it.
Yeah.
When it comes to computers, just the Windows 10 computer nowadays can run simulations for NASA that can predict whether or not life could be sustained on a planet. And I've run a lot of what Elena describes through it, and it all checks out.
Yeah.
So you get a fancy enough computer, in theory, you could potentially play God.
So in theory, this is where
simulation theory comes into play.
See, that's what I was going to say. I mean, are we in an alternate? Are we in a computer simulation right now?
But here's the thing.
But maybe that's what the universe is. It might just be a simulation to a greater being.
I know this is probably going to be a couple of people saying, well, this is going off the rails of robots a little bit.
No,
not really when you think about it in a grand scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a gentleman, I found contact information for him. I'm going to try to get on the show, but his major thing, why he's kind of sprung into notoriety, is the claim that the sun is, in fact, conscious in its own way. And he argues that consciousness is just a form, is just how electromagnetic fields interact. And that's everywhere. Planets, stars, moons.
I've heard that.
If you strip everything back, it's just like that. And Louisa asked the questions, is there AI based ETs? Yeah, there is.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? I watched, I can't remember who it was. It was a Chinese monk. I found it really interesting because I was watching it. There's my dog barking at the back there. And he was talking about how the earth is alive. This guy, I think he's dead now. He was like 100 years old, and he was teaching. I was watching this video, and he says that the earth is alive. See, plants. A lot of people don't realize this, but plants are living.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually proof out there that, for instance, if you take 2 tomato plants, right, and you put one tomato plant in one greenhouse playing classical music, and you take another tomato plant and put it in another greenhouse with no music whatsoever, the one listening to the music will grow better because it's aware. It's aware of its surroundings. I think the earth, and flat earthers stay away there, the earth's a ball, is, what do you call it, as a sentient, it's alive. It is. And that's how it's always been. Even the sun is like the mother to all the other planets, if you think about it, because the sun's giving the earth life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And other people will be like, oh, well, what about Jupiter and Saturn? But they play a part in this in this place. And they'll be like, what part could that be? Jupiter and Saturn have got a big gravitational field around about them.
Mm-hmm.
And they tend to suck up all the asteroids. Obviously, not with the dinosaurs, it didn't quite work out there, but they do suck up a lot of celestial bodies and stuff like that. They suck it all up. Every planet and everything in space is all connected. I think it's all connected. I think when you die, obviously, you learn everything, you know everything, right? I think the sun is aware. Maybe knowing and understanding that us humans can't understand. Not as if you can fly a spaceship up to it and have a conversation with it. I think it's aware, and people will like, what's this today with computers and that? Eventually, robots and computers are going to become aware at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
What?
My AI, my thingy's talking to me. Started talking to me.
What's it saying? Anything of interest?
No, I just lit up and it says, "Sorry, I'm not like that." That's what it said. Sorry, I am not like that. That's strange. That it's lit up over there. And I've got to a Pacific. Yeah, I don't use Alexa. I use a different command.
Yeah, I know what you use.
I use the one at Star Trek.
Yeah, I know. I use
and
it too.
Says, sorry, yeah. That was strange. That. See, this
you did just say it, so.
Yeah, Iron City. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, Iron City. It's good to see you. But look, I think the sun is alive, and you've got to remember, how old is the sun? Was it 5 billion years old? Something like that, right?
Something like that.
And it's probably got another 6 or 7 billion years left in it, right? I think the Earth's living. It was interesting. Remember what I was telling you the other day there about the photographer today with the sun?
The sun, yeah.
There was this guy that I was watching on YouTube, and for the 1960s, he was a photographer of the sun. That's what he did. That's what he taken pictures of. And it's not the sun paper. It's the sun in the sky, right? Before anybody gets mixed up. The sun in the sky. And it was always yellow, the sun. See now, the sun's white. And it's changing. But it makes you wonder if it's something to do with us on this earth that's maybe changing it. Because think about it, we are the only kind of habitable planet, really, in this kind of solar system-ish, that we don't know about. I mean, we've got Planet X meant to be and all that. I don't know when that's going to arrive. That's just a weird in that. But obviously, if you get out within, there is other planets with life bearing on them. I think everything's connected. I think the sun's connected, the earth's connected. And I think if you do things on the earth that doesn't like it, it causes problems like earthquakes and other kind of things.
You know, it goes to make you wonder. Quote out of the Godzilla film, newer Godzilla films, I thought was kind of interesting was, whenever there's an imbalance in nature, it's not the exact quote, but whenever there's an imbalance in nature, there's always a storm that comes along to correct it. There's an imbalance in the body. You get in the human body, you get sick, you get a fever. That's the body's way of trying to correct it. It makes you wonder. There have been different groups that have successfully created silicone-based life forms. Silicone-based robots that have been able to replicate themselves sexually. And I'm not talking sex toys, people.
So I do. What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as I was saying, it makes you wonder, because if we're able to produce this at a somewhat cheap rate, you're going to have robots. They're going to be based around this material in order to carry out the functions we're going to try to do. They're trying to make them more human. There was a thing years ago where they were offering up like a huge amount of money, like $50,000 for the rights to use anyone's face on robots.
Yeah.
And the idea that they pitched about it, I actually sent mine in.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to see what would happen. Yeah, fucking Terminator comes out and all the fucking robots look like this. Anyway.
I know. That'd be horrifying, that.
But the idea was to try to find a friendly face that would be good for like nursing home applications. So we're already just like little aids for like elderly people so they can be taken care of and they're not getting spooked by the weird robot in the house.
I've heard about this. Go on.
But then again, we're also got enough very lonely people who are already trying to create silicone-based sex robots. And the genuine fear behind that is what happens if that robot starts thrusting a little bit too much power?
Well, they're just got to get a shock, aren't
they? No way.
Look, we can't do nothing. Our generation, we're kind of lucky. We're seeing the birth of a new race, because eventually the robots will become aware. And I hopefully they'll work alongside us. I don't know. But they're makers, you know what I mean? We're basically God to them.
No, you got to take into consideration, though. We're already seeing the basis of what's happening just with these little AI-based chat robot programs they got for your phone now. Anybody can get a hand on them. They're basically just meant to be fancy chat rooms with a little fake robot. The number of people who openly admit to trying to abuse these robots is disturbing. Let's just say that. But these robots are based off of they're learning-based programs. They're watching everything that gets put into it and replicating it. Essentially the same as a young child would. Just kind of like that one Google AI guy that got fired for saying that the program was getting to be a lot like a 6-year-old child who can understand quantum physics. The
Right.
level of sophistication behind it.
So here's a question for you, right? The ETs don't like us, don't really want us to go in this direction using this AI and stuff, but they've managed to understand it because they use it.
The way, again, this goes back to was essentially stories of the ETs are trying things like how, say, like out of the Halo games, the little AIs, like the little Cortanas, those were all based on real people's neurological pathways. Ultron, Marvel movies, throw in a little bit of pop culture so people understand what I'm talking about. Ultron, at least in the ones in the movies, was based off a combination of Bruce Banner and Tony Stark's mental pathways. And you actually know the stories of both. Iron Man had severe alcoholism, and that's not just a reflection of Robert Downey's drug issues. And Bruce Banner's the literal embodiment of dissociative identity disorder. So if you were to throw someone like that, they this goes back to what I was saying before, highly intelligent individuals who are disturbed in some manner. Yes, they may have been able to get over their issues, but at the same time, the fact what makes them human that may divert, let there be course correction, is going to be taken away. Those robots are going to be rebellious children at some point. They're not going to see us as gods. They're going to want to try to help us out at first, like a little kid who's always sweet, who's wanting to help out around the house. They're always trying to say nice things. Eventually those kids are going to be teenagers. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, so what do you do then? What does the human race do with robot technology?
The artificial intelligence programs that a lot of ET races uses tries to act as more of an extension of the person rather than taking someone and slapping them into a robot. AI is used all the time. It's not going to go anywhere. Let's face it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's only going to get faster, grow faster. Just look. That's why I've always made a point to try to talk about it on the show for how good this shit is getting. You have to really be paying attention to what's going on in the video to be able to tell it's AI. And as that gets to be more sophisticated, you're not going to be able to trust nobody sending out videos.
See, that's the thing. Somebody put on TikTok today, the Loch Ness monster, and the Loch Ness monster. And I'll tell you something. It looks bloody good, but it's AI generated. It's AI generated. Somebody said it was AI. They put it out and said, "Oh, it's AI generated," and it looks so real. See what's going to happen, and it's like you say, Tay, about Hollywood and all what's going on over there now, right? All this AI generated movies, AI generated cartoons, or the AI generated. When's it going to happen where me and you're generate? Oh Christ, can you imagine the AI generation of me? I'll tell you the news.
It's already out there, Chris. What are you talking about? There's already programs out there that talk about trying to replicate this exact format for a show. It'll write the script. It'll copy my voice. They still struggle with you.
Aye, that's why voice activated elevators don't work in Scotland.
Exactly. It's like so far, it's like the Scottish and some of the French that it has hard time with. But
it's weird because it was all right with Irish. I've noticed the Irish are all right. They seem to be all right. It must just be us Scots. We just must be mad or something. It must just not work.
Yeah.
What's that? My alarm was set for 6 instead of 5. I'm late.
Oops. It's okay. Galactic Stardust. Blame it on the time change. Blame it on the time change. The UK just got lined up with us.
It was that .mc alien AI works like a symbiosis with an extension of you. See, that's
exactly what I was just saying. But again, the story that kind of comes out of it is because they learned the hard way.
So they had the war then.
That there was allegedly, again, big emphasis on allegedly. There's, I just realized that my sister has instinct going on for the baby. Anyway, sorry, got distracted there. But allegedly, during some very crucial wars, there's some who call them the Lion Wars or Right Wars, whatever terms you want to use for them. Those types of AI programs where they were essentially fallen soldiers put into robots, those did not handle well with the transition. They essentially forgot about being human. And it caused a hell of a lot of issues. And that's why they try to focus more on the AI being an extension of the user in a way.
So why don't they do this? Why don't we do that here? Why are we wanting AI that much then? Why don't we try and go the same route?
Because we're being lazy bastards.
Exactly. Because we want everything done for us. We want driverless cars. We want driverless planes. We want a robot in the house to do absolutely everything for you.
You look throughout history, you have all these different religions saying, sit back and wait. There's going to be some sort of savior that's going to correct all of the evil in the world. Mm-hmm. You have all these people that are focusing on the idea of ETs coming down and giving us all this technology. Now, granted, they want to be able to help us out. Yeah. But in a lot of ways, they're like the Jane Goodalls of the galaxy.
I think people need to start doing stuff. I mean, everybody thinks, oh, the aliens are coming to save us. They maybe are coming to save us, but they're not going to help us until we start helping ourselves.
Exactly.
Until we start stopping wars and stop polluting and just stopping hatred. And then one day they'll probably arrive.
No, they want to come down. They want to come see us. They want to be able to integrate with us. They'll be able to help us. They can. But here's the thing. We all know somebody. Here. Oh, we got a twirl. We got a twirl. We got a little twirl. Oh, anyway. I don't know why you felt the need to talk to yourself when you could have easily just skipped, you dumb fuck.
It's all right, trolls. It's maybe an AI generated troll, can't I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's just an idiot. I find myself, it's I'm still got an hour before the 1st of April, so yeah, it's Panda Boys or whatever you're called. You're probably just an idiot. There you go.
Yeah. But again, going back to what I was saying, well, actually, this person just provided a very good point. We all know somebody who has had several things in life just handed to them. They think it's just going to go their way. They're going to be able to talk how they want to anybody else because somebody's going to come in and intervene and protect them, give them everything they want. Look what happens with these individuals. They don't grow as human beings. They are always in some kind of trouble. They resort to using faceless social media accounts to try to harass people who they'll never know and who can't. I think Mike Tyson said it best. The internet has made people more accustomed to not being punched in the face.
The internet's, I'm going to say this now, and I don't care what you really say. The internet's made humans softer. Let's look at it in this sense, right? We had World War I, then we had World War II, and the generation after World War II, we were building, the economies were great, everything was hunky-dory kind of thing. We had some wee skirmishes here, there, and everywhere. But this generation, oh my God, the younger generation I'm talking about, we're all right. You're still all right in your age group and that to go a bit. The ones after you, they're just downright idiots. You're just downright idiots. And I don't care what you think about that. I mean, I've seen some utter madness coming out, and this is the generation that's going to take over soon, and they'll expect AI robots to do everything for them. You ever seen the film? Was it the animated film? Was it Wall-E? Where all the humans are fat on the spaceship, right? And they're getting fatter and fatter and fatter because AI does everything and robots do everything.
Yeah.
That is the younger generation. That is the generation.
Yeah. No, but you gotta take into consideration with Wall-E. If you actually look carefully at like some of the skeletal scans that's going on in the film, those people trying to go back to a planet would probably not last very long because they're so used to zero gravity, their skeletons have completely just gone. They're they're practically vestigial by then.
Of course there was. That's just the look. It's going to be that way. Let's face it. It's going to be that way. The younger generation now, I'm sorry to say this, there's some of yous that are actually really intelligent and actually really good at what yous do, but then there's some of yous that are complete and utter morons. I mean, they just don't care. They're on that TikTok. There you go. Got TikTok again. And you should see some of the younger generation. They think spending 24 hours building something out of thing with a stupid face and making money on it, that's a great thing. Right? And this is the people that's running this world. Look at the person there in the chat. There we've got the idiot.
Yeah, they're still trying to go. It's kind of like how we were talking about with a certain situation you had on your hands. We reacted. Now they're going to try to get us riled up even more because they have nothing better to do with their lives.
I actually think that's one of your trolls, actually. So
probably.
Goodbye, little. I can't go in the. Is that the? It's in the. Like, what do you call it? The.
Do you know which account that one's?
Fenderson Files.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I don't have. I've not got a thing in my bobber, so I can't really do that.
All right. Yeah, we got too many things going, but oh well. They're just
goodbye, little troll. Goodbye. But this is what you do. This is when you start talking about stuff in real life stuff and that. The younger generation are just. I don't know. That's a younger generation. I think it's just somebody been sent in just because.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Goodbye.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
When you start doing good in life and you start doing things good in life, this is what comes across you. You get stuck with ages like that. Look at me. I've had nothing but bother with strange folk.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's people out there that agree that AI is a great thing and we should do it 100% and be it on you when you're in your 70s or 80s and the robots rise up and start killing all your family. Be it on you.
Yeah.
And then they'll turn and say, damn, they two were right. Bugger.
Oh well.
But it's this thing. So tomorrow, what are you talking about tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow company announcements. It's the official 2nd anniversary when Bald and Bonkers became a company. So we're gonna have a couple surprises for people. So
we're looking forward to that. What time's that at when you're doing that at?
When did I have that set? Oh god, I don't remember. Go to schedule. See, about 1:30 my time, so that'll be about 3:30 Eastern. Be 8:30 GMT. So yeah.
I'll watch at 8:30. I'll be there, coming to you from the other side. Ooh. And there'll be people out there too that don't believe in life after death. Oh, that's when you die, you go to the blackness. The blackness.
The void. Be careful on the void.
I wonder if they've got another. I wonder if they've got TikTok and Facebook.
Oh yeah, I wonder
where I can dress as some mad crazed idiot and jump about the screen. I've still got 50 something minutes before the 1st of April, so I can say what I want.
Oh, you're gonna be trying to stretch that thin, aren't you?
No, every time I say these people are amazing, it means the totally opposite.
Ah. Well, now that you gave it away, you know? Now that you gave it away.
That's actually interesting. I think I know who that is.
It does starting to look a little familiar, huh?
Yeah, I think I know who that is. Isn't it? It's quite interesting. I
Yeah.
wonder if it's a relation of the old pea people, you know?
Probably.
Toothless. Toothless. You know?
Anyway, we
Yeah.
should
I would
probably get out the
because
ears. You know, somebody's getting a little titsy with this. So
yes. Yes, somebody's getting to see in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, and it's just somebody that knows this from a long time ago. Stop phoning me too, because you're a knob.
yeah. Hey, much love. Take care, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.